Well, whatever the results of the tests, it is clear that the regulations governing what goes into our meat have been flouted. One leading food expert told us she believes it's the result of a fraud on an industrial scale. And a Food Standards Agency employee said the regime within the agency is so lax, he's not surprised at the revelations. Porrick O'Brien has this report.
The butchers of Brixton Market, South London, don't sell horse meat. They sell everything else. Catfish, goat foot, tripe. For horse meat, though, until recently, you had to go round the corner. Not anymore. Inside Tesco's in Brixton today, telling gaps on the shelves. Back at the market, Dombey's family butcher lives and dies by this stamp. I mean, UK 6207 EEC.
That would be the slaughterhouse or the plant-based process. Yeah. An individual slaughterhouse has its own number.
Yeah. This labelling system forms the basis of how we trace and inspect meat in Europe. The simple version. Cow leaves field in, say, Poland, goes to an abattoir. A vet from the equivalent to their Food Standards Agency inspects it, tests it and gets it labelled. Then onto the processing plant. At this point, the local environmental health officer from the local authority checks it again and it's labelled. Once it arrives at the supermarket, the chain of labels tells you where it's from. According to one food expert's best guess, this scandal involves the industrial scale doctoring of the labelling system.
It does seem to be fraud on an industrial scale. The only thing I can think of is that someone somewhere has passed off meat that isn't from an approved abattoir and possibly put a fraudulent health mark on it.
A possible crime committed, in other words. But how did they get away with it? A Food Standard Agency meat hygienist spoke to us anonymously today. The reason, according to him, once upon a time a government inspector from the FSA had to be on the processing plant floor for at least an hour a day. Not anymore. One of the UK's leading experts in meat quality agrees.
Well, since 2010 we've seen a fragmentation of the Food Standards Agency's responsibility, and also cuts in local authority budgets have been really coming to the fore since 2008. Certainly in terms of samples submitted to public analysts such as myself for analysis, the numbers of samples taken has gone down by about 40% over the last 3 years.
The key questions about the system. Does it work? Do we trust it? The answer to at least one of those questions is now no.